We're live. Now we're going to do a countdown. Hang on.
The final countdown.
There we go.
Wow, we pulled it off. Welcome to Road Comics Adventures. I'm Rene Bray with my partner, Flip Orley.
Hi, Rene.
Flip, how are you tonight?
Before we get started, I wanted to begin by expressing a heartfelt apology. A couple days ago, Rene and I did a video where we did a weather report from inside the house. And during the weather report, I inadvertently sprayed Rene in the face several times with a squirting hose from the sink. And I may have gotten a little bit carried away. So I just wanted to say for everyone, got carried away. I'm sorry.
Yeah, inadvertently. Flip, you were laughing while you were doing it.
Well, just because it was an accident didn't mean it wasn't, also kind of funny.
Actually, if you haven't seen the video, go to the weather report. It's actually kind of funny now. It wasn't so funny then. And I accept your apology. You're my best friend. However, it did take me a couple of days to get over it.
No, I mean, at first you seemed like you were okay about it, and then over time, I think you were stewing, and you appeared to have gotten a little upset.
Well, that's one of the things that you'll learn about me is sometimes I just have to sit on something and then I get really angry, and I do have a temper, a little bit of a one.
Well, I know that a lot of your friends contacted you, and they expressed a concern for my well-being. And so for all of Renee's friends, thank you for your concern. I'm okay. I will say, in a very, very, very unrelated situation, I fell against the doorknob several times, and every time I'd get up, I'd slip and hit the doorknob again, and so but I'm healing. I think I'll be okay.
Yeah, tell all of my friends you're fine.
Rene and I want you to know that I'm fine, and it's unrelated to the weather video.
Yes. We have a couple of viewers live tonight, one of which is Ashley, apparently our new executive producer, because she seems to have a lot of comments about our show. She was more concerned about the water all over the place. Maybe that's why 2 days after we did that video in the kitchen that you had that problem with standing up and hitting the doorknob.
I've been alive my entire life, and I can honestly say it's the first doorknob accident I've had that's not sexually related to. But whatever, it doesn't matter. Ashley. We cleaned up I cleaned up the kitchen.
What?
The kitchen was cleaned and dried, and the house is in ship shape.
And I've been eating really good meals since then because you're a pretty good little suck up. I'll tell you that.
Well, I'm afraid of that damn doorknob, and so I'm going to do anything I can to keep the doorknob from hurting me.
And we have decided together, didn't we decide together? I believe we decided together that we're going to do more of the videos. And sometimes you're going to be the roving reporter. Isn't that what we decided together?
Well, if it'll make you happy, then yeah,
I think it'll make me happy. I think it'll make me very happy.
I just think it's important to stay safe.
Hey, we've been doing a great job on TikTok.
Yeah, all thanks to you. I think before I went to Arizona, which was a couple of weeks ago, we had like 17 viewers, subscribers on TikTok, and now I think we're close to 1,000.
We are, and I got to tell you, one group that has been very supportive and helping us a lot to grow our subscribers is Dads Supporting Dads. If you're on TikTok and if you're a dad that supports other dads, or if you're somebody like me who supports good dads, because although Flip has made several mistakes in the partnership, one of which is picking up that water hose, he's a great dad, wonderful dad. And I am a single mom who supports dads that supports dads. So go to hashtag Dads Supporting Dads on TikTok and hook up with some really, really good people.
Now, I am going to get serious for a brief moment. As a divorced dad, well, I didn't divorce my kid. I divorced his mom. And what I have come to discover is good dads play a very, very, very valuable and important role. And I think that in many cases, they are undervalued and underappreciated. And, there are such a thing as bad dads, deadbeat husbands. I get it. But not all dads are, and dads should be painted with that kind of a broad brush, and good dads should be applauded and are appreciated and fulfill a very important role. And I've tried to do it for my kid. And I know there's other dads out there that are doing that for their kids as well. So,
and you've done a great job, because I've met your son and he's an amazing person. Really good kid. Unfortunately, my children are now concerned for your safety and wanting you to blink twice if you need help.
I would never do that for fear of running into the doorknob again, but
I'm just begging you guys, if you have not seen the weather video that we posted, you got to watch it. We had a lot of fun doing that.
I thought so, and then we we did one. Initially, I did a video that I sent to your grandkids, telling them that you still thought you were in Florida and that I'd hypnotized you and that you had come to Louisiana, but you didn't know, and they needed to keep their pie hole shut. And then I thought it was really funny to then do a kidnap video later with you and me that we also sent to your grandkids. And so I thought,
here's the funny thing about it. I have not received any comments bad about it, but I knew people were going to go, you sent your grandchildren a kidnapping video. Well, yes, you have to understand, my children and my grandchildren grew up in a household that was filled with comedians and funny. If there was any group of people that were going to get the whole joke, it was my grandchildren and my children. And my grandchildren thought it was the funniest thing they'd ever seen.
Well, that's a good thing. At the end of the day, I've never I'm not a criminal. I don't do illegal things. I didn't kidnap you. I just thought it'd be funny to, I don't know, put a decorated bag over my head and to disguise my voice with you looking like you are dazed and confused.
Yeah, which I have been on frequent occasions. We're not going to talk about that though. Yes, and Ashley has an incredible son that's a young airman, and he did have a wonderful dad. Dads do make a difference, just so anybody knows. So we're not our usually flaky selves tonight.
What?
You seem a little stressed, Flip.
I'm gonna have to go put some ice on this here pretty soon because it's really like it's swollen, and I'm gonna have to do something about it.
Well, I'm sorry that doorknob. You're free to go get a little bit of ice, but don't be gone for a long time.
Okay, I've got some ice.
Be careful in the kitchen. I can still see you from outside.
I've got some ice.
In case you guys don't know, we are in the same house. He, of course, is in the den. I'm outside.
For my safety. I mean, because you said that you wanted the warmth of the sun on you.
Okay.
I'll be right back. I'm getting ice.
Yeah. And as Flip goes to take care of everything, in case anybody's watching and is looking at the chat, Ashley De Silva is my wonderful middle child. And apparently she has decided that she is going to make sure Flip and I don't screw up this whole podcast thing. She actually sent a text message the other day talking about us getting some merch and then put merchandise in parentheses. Like after being in the business for 30 years, I had no clue what merch was.
There was a chance, you know. Do you know how quickly ice can bring down swelling? Oh my God, that was amazing.
That it's starting to look really good. And you know what? I think that eye will be back to normal by tomorrow.
I'm hoping. I know it needs to be back before September 13th when we head to the Marion Theater in Ocala, because I really don't want to. I don't want to have to try to put makeup on to try to cover this.
Well, so. It's got to. We hope it doesn't last as long as that bruise from the phlebotomist a couple of weeks ago.
That lasted.
By the way, did you take off Adorable One?
No.
And
no, Adorable One is AKA Adorable One is Felipe. I'll change it. Oh my God! Don't get your panties in a twist.
Really? Is that the expression?
Yeah,
walking away, Flip. Walking.
So Rene and I both have friends from all over the country, and I know some of her friends. She knows some of my friends, but a lot of her friends are her friends, and hopefully one day I'll meet them, and vice versa. One of Renee's friends in somewhere in the Midwest, and I won't mention the name or whatever, said that we have good chemistry, and you know we have good conversation, but they were almost overly positive, and that you know we should also talk about some of the things that bug us, because we're real people with real opinions, and I think that's really valuable advice. So
here we go.
And I'm almost willing to go get a sample of this. I'm really, really, really angry with Charmin.
If I look stunned right now, it's because I thought we were going to talk about certain things on the podcast.
That's gone out the window. I am embracing what your friend said.
There's good news that our plans out the window. All right.
About some of these. So Charmin, the toilet paper, toilet tissue, bathroom tissue, whatever you want to call it. Sometimes you don't need to reinvent the wheel. Is it a good product? For what it does, I guess it's fine. What idiot thought that it's going to be a better product by making the edges scalloped?
You know what? When I saw that the other day, I knew that was going to make your head explode. And I didn't know.
I like scalloped potatoes. I like scalloped doilies. Now Charmin doesn't tear correctly. And when it doesn't tear correctly, then you run the risk, of debris. And I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I think it was a bad idea. It's on the same level of bad ideas as New Coke. What was that? So Charmin,
what?
New Coke. Remember when they did the New Coke?
Oh yeah, that was a terrible idea.
That was a disaster. That was a disaster. So Charmin, you know what? Every once in a while, like a page boy haircut is the traditional and right way to go. Just straight across, not this scallop BS. It's a bad idea and I don't like it. And by the way, I'm not kidding. I'm not even kidding a little bit.
I know when I saw it, and I had never seen this before until we opened the new package of Charmin. And
well, I didn't go buying it. It's like, oh my God, I've got to get Charmin because they've now done a crinkle cut, right? And they have a scalp.
I'm sorry, that doesn't fancy up the bathroom any. Having the little scallop
not
edges.
a sales point. I didn't look at it and go, oh my God, I was going to go with Northern. I think that's the brand, right? Northern?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I was going to go with Northern, but now that Charmin's scalloping the edges, I think we'd make a switch.
Oh, you don't know, people, how much I would love to put cameras in the house and film some of our conversation. Although I think we might lose some viewers.
A little bit. Maybe so.
We might lose a few viewers, but we do have interesting conversations. I thought you were going to talk about the other thing.
Which thing?
The thing with the credit card people.
Wait, from when we went shopping?
Yes.
Oh, that's coming up. Yeah, no, I'm not done. By the way, now I've spoken, as has Rene, very, very highly about Waffle House, Love's Truck Stops, and a few other items, products.
Marriott's. You love Marriott's?
Love Marriott. I'm lifetime titanium with Marriott.
I love Crown Plaza.
Wonderful, wonderful hotel. Absolutely wonderful. Will we get a sponsorship one day? I don't know, but whether we ever did or didn't, I love those products and I love those services a lot. I mean, I wouldn't say that I do for money, commercial reason. What I like, again, I've stayed at Marriott's maybe since before 1990. I've gone to Love's Truck Stops since 1985, 86.
Wow, before me.
Yeah. Waffle House, 84, 85. So, I mean, these are things that I've always used.
Oh, we both love Costco.
Costco, love, as soon as they built one in Lafayette. So, I don't like, they've got those Bayers or whatever they do for the commercials for Charmin, but even if they didn't, like, I don't think I'd want a sponsorship where I'm like wiping myself with toilet paper. But that's not the point. The point is the scalped edges. All joking aside, A, it's stupid. B, it was unnecessary. 3, it really pisses me off. Charmin, knock it off.
I guess when you go to the bathroom, I'm going to hide in the backyard every day.
Yeah, you know what? Not a bad idea. Now, I went shopping. By the way, I haven't worn pants on sale. I wear jeans. Like, I'm not saying I go bottomless. I wear jeans. But I haven't worn, nice pants.
You scared me. Did you just hear me gasp for air?
Yeah. I haven't worn nice pants on stage since maybe the Celebrity Theater, which was 1997, 98, something like that. So I've been in jeans forever. And I'm all about comfort, and I don't care I'm not a fashionista, and I'm not a trendy person, and I don't care. But Rene and I were talking, and we're starting this tour, and I'm transitioning out of comedy clubs and into theaters and doing theaters exclusively. And so I suddenly realized that I thought it would be more appropriate to wear slacks as opposed to jeans, which shocks me that I made that decision. So we went to the mall, which I haven't been to the mall in forever. We went to the mall, and I won't name the store, but they did something in the store that I loathe, that I can't stand. And just let me preface by saying, I get when someone has a job, they have to do the job, and I get when they have to ask a question, they have to ask a question. I don't mind a question being asked one time. So we go there, and I'm talking to the gal who works at the store, and she's like, would you like to apply for a credit card? You can get like a discount on this purchase. And I said, no, thank you. I don't want a credit card. And then she did her job. She has to ask, and I get it. And I was polite. No, thank you. And she goes, well, but
I give you a lot of credit. You were very polite and nice to her.
Yeah, because I know she has to ask, whatever, that's fine. She goes, but if you get the credit card, you'll get a discount. I go, I got that, but no, thank you. She goes, it'd be really good idea if you got the credit card. You should apply for the credit card. And then I said, I'm just curious. I know you have to ask, but I assume that you're also getting a commission for everyone who signs up. Is that correct? And she goes, yeah, I have to ask and I get a commission. I go, okay, I understand that. Unfortunately for you, I don't want one. And she goes, but I think it'd be a really good idea if you got to apply for a credit card. I go, do you know that every time you apply for credit, it actually lowers your credit score? And she goes, yeah. I go, so you know that? And she goes, yeah. I go, okay, well, there you go. I don't want a credit card. She goes, but even though it lowers your credit score, you'll get a discount. I'm like, I don't want one. She goes, but you'll get a discount even if you're denied. I'm like, I want to be clear here. I'm not applying for a credit card. With that, I had found a pair of pants. I went into the changing room, the fitting room, whatever. Now I'm in the fitting room, and evidently what happens next, Rene?
Then she looks at me and goes, why don't you apply for it so you can get him the discount if he's not interested? And I said, he said no. I'm saying no. And I'm telling you, don't ask him about it again.
Try on the pants. I think I brought 3 pair in, and 2 I liked and 1 I didn't. And so I go, I'll take these 2. And she goes, great. Would you like to apply for the credit card? You'll get a discount. And again, those of you watching.
And wait a second. I just want you to know, because I was kind of standing behind you. That's where I put my purse on my shoulder and go, now this is going to get good. And I settled in for the debate.
So then I said to her, I go, here's the deal. I've tried really hard to be nice because you seem like a friendly kind of a person, but I'm losing my patience and I'm close to losing my temper. And if you ask me about that stupid credit card one more time, I'm leaving and I'm not buying the pants. And then she goes, I'm just doing my job. And then I stupidly bought the pants, brought them home, put them on the counter in the bag with the receipt, stewed about it all night long. I mean, I didn't lose sleep, and I wasn't in a bad mood, and I didn't, argue.
No, you don't do that. You just contemplate.
Yeah.
You don't really stew. You contemplate.
Woke up this morning. It's like, I cannot abide.
I believe you woke up this morning and said, good morning. Do you want to go to the mall with me? I'm taking my pants back.
Yeah. I mean, I thought about it. The more I thought about it, more it's like, I'm not keeping these pants. And I was actually mad at myself for having bought the pants after I was really annoyed And when I tell you, she asked me that same question minimum 6 times, minimum, right?
Oh, yeah. She asked me at least 2 to 3 times because I guess I looked like the softer touch. But did you notice that she only asked me about it one time in front of you, and then the other time she would wait till you went in to try on the pants?
Right. So I went there. I went to the mall at 11 o'clock, straight up to customer service, and I returned the pants. And so they gave me a refund. And I go, "Do you want to know why I'm returning these?" And she goes, "No, I mean, you have the right to return them." I'm like, "Yeah, but are you a manager?" She goes, "Yeah, I'm the manager." "Do you want to know why I'm returning them?" She's like, "Well, I don't need to know." I go, "Yeah, but do you want to know?" And she goes, "Well, now that you've asked, I'm kind of curious why you returned the pants." I'm like, "Well, I can't believe you asked. But since you did, let me tell you why." And I told the whole story. And with each passing time that I mentioned, this gal asked me about the credit card application. Her jaw opened a little bit wider, and you could tell that she was horrified. And then she's like, "Well, please don't hold it against all of our store." And I go, "Look, when you're not working and you go other places, are you a customer?" And she goes, "Yeah." I go, "So let's say you go to XYZ store and the associate working there gives you a hard time." I go, "In your mind, is that associate sort of the face of that organization in that moment while dealing with you?" She's like, "Yeah." I go, "Well, there you go. Like, it's not the whole organization, but in that moment, it's the face of the organization." Like, "Oh, I got it." And then I told her a story. I go, "The last time I went to see a movie, there was like a 16-year-old kid behind the counter. And I go, can I get a medium popcorn, medium Coke?" And he goes, "Would you like to get the large for a quarter more?" And I go, "Oh, no, thank you." And he goes, "But it's only a quarter more." "No, thank you." He goes, "But it's only a quarter more." I'm like, "Dude, I want the medium." And he goes, "Like, what are you, stupid? It's only a quarter more." And I go, "It's either the medium or nothing." And then he yelled at me. He goes, "Look, I'm just doing my job." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, I get that. But you know what? That's your job. My job is not to be your bitch. Like, nobody said that my job is to be your bitch. I don't want to be upsized." So I go to the gal at the store I was just at. I go, maybe I'm on a diet and I don't want a big thing of popcorn, or maybe like too much popcorn with that fake butter makes me throw up. Well, as it turns out, both things are true. I knew what I could handle. I didn't care that for a quarter more I was going to get extra stuff I didn't want and wouldn't eat, and if I did, I'd get sick. She's like, "I get it, I get it." So anyway, so again, if you've got to ask, like, "Would you like extra meat on that?" Like they do at Subways, ask if you have to one time and accept the answer, please, for everyone. Okay,
Is that your public service announcement for tonight?
I'm trying to help the kids. Hey, kids.
Our guest for tonight, Mark, says, "Dang, those Lane Bryant cashiers are aggressive." Mark is going to be a handful tonight, I can tell.
He is one of my favorite a-holes on the planet. Oh, I hope that didn't come out negative. That was actually
no. You said it with a lot of love, and
I guess
I can't even choke that out. You know that. Should we bring him in? We are a half an hour into the show.
I'm going to send him the link right now. Looks like we lost one of our live viewers. Maybe my rant was a bad idea.
No, we might have lost my daughter because she can only listen to us for so long, because she's upset because we sprayed water in the house. She did send us a couple of really good ideas, though.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. She wanted to do an episode with kids that grew up with a parent in comedy. And I think we asked her to be on the show, and she used some profane language and said, "I don't think so."
Right. And my son, I I know he wouldn't be interested either. And if he ever wanted to be on a podcast with us, I'd love to have him, but I don't think that's in the cards. I don't think he has an interest in doing that.
Yeah, I think Ashley could be talked into it. You're kind of charming my kids, which is amazing because much like their mother, they aren't charmed easily. But
well, I think they got charmed when I kidnapped you.
I think they were thrilled. I believe when we called my son this week to talk to him, he goes, if you're calling to bring her back, there's a 90-day minimum that you have to satisfy
right
before you can bring her back here. And I'm like, hey, of course he doesn't want to bring me back yet. But that was before he sprayed me like 6 times in the face. And I'm just going to put it out there so they'll know. There was also, I said the spray zone was from the top. Well, let's just say from, well, never mind. We can't say without me saying. But anyway, it was my shoulders and up.
That's true. And coming to the stage.
And he can't.
Hello. I also had an altercation with a comedy hypnotist manager earlier on one of my previous podcasts, so I apologize.
Hey, everybody, if you've heard us talk, actually, Mark came in on our second podcast because he was the person that watched our first one. And he had some ideas for us that were also great ideas. Mark, you brought a lot of really good ideas. And obviously we couldn't implement them because that would require that we do some kind of prep for the show or something. But they were great ideas. And
we put the numbers in there, and then we have the date in there, like you had mentioned. Some of the things that you had recommended we do, we have to have, this sounds so cheap, I know. We have to have the paid version of this streaming service to get some of the features. Mm-hmm. And right now we're doing with the free one, so it's sort of limited on what you can do.
Well, I still think you should take my advice of actually reposting every broadcast, not deleting a lot of them. That's just, that's me though.
We've
reposted
I know last weekend the issue.
Something happened. My friend Mike Rivera was on last week, and we had a great time with him. I hadn't seen Mike in a long time in person. It was great to see him. We had a lot of fun. And when Flip went to post it the next day, it was like gone. And both of us have searched the computer. I don't know.
Well, I suspect what happened is Flip reposted episode 10 and somehow that deleted episode 11 because he said, I'm posting episode 10 in just a minute. And then 10 was up and never 11.
Well, that's because he hadn't originally reposted 10 because he had to go back out to Phoenix.
So now there's probably a better way to do this. Unfortunately, I don't know it. Like you're really, really good with computers and you're good with computers. I'm not. So when we do this, it's through a service called StreamYard, which I can never remember. So I call it Yard Sale. So we use Yard Sale, but because it's not the non-paid version, we can only stream live to one other service. So we go through YouTube. Then what I have to do the next day, 24 hours later, I'm able to download the podcast episode and then make some tweaks to it on the Mac and then re-upload it. So because I don't know how to do it otherwise. So I went to download 10. I went to download 10 and 11 and re-upload 10 and 11. And I don't know what happened, but I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know podcasts, so I can't tell you. Can't help you, unfortunately.
Well, and I'm pretty technical. And Flip goes, Rene, I can't find Mike Rivera's episode. And I go, wow. What do you want me to do?
That was actually pretty much the quote.
Well, I especially did want to see that one because I was like, how's this guest thing going to work? Let me see what he did. And I'm like, oops, guess I won't know.
Well,
Well,
and it's funny because Mark being the perfectionist, when we were talking about him coming on the show, he's like, let's do a dry run and we'll practice, make sure that we get the link and the mics and the cameras working. And Rene are like, we don't know how to do
Can
that.
we reenact it? So Flip says to me, Mark wants to do a dry run, blah, 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 blah. And I go, freaking dry run? I go, let's see if we can get on the internet and do the countdown. And if it works, it works. And if he doesn't, it does. We don't practice crap. We just fly by the seat of our pants, I believe was the conversation.
So Mark, your background, you're from Texas originally or no?
No, Chicago originally, but I've been here since I was 6.
That's what I meant. You're originally from Chicago, but you got out due to Capone, right? Because it was dangerous. And then you worked at the Improv, if I'm not mistaken, for a short time.
I did work at the Dallas Improv just as a food server. So yeah, got to see a lot of free comedians and got to make very little money. So that was fun.
And then you worked at the Time Machine?
Yeah, a restaurant called the Magic Time Machine where the waiters all dress in characters and are hopefully amusing.
Oh, you got to tell me what character you were.
Well, I did several. Let's see. The first one was Mork from Ork, which I actually liked that costume, but it was a training costume, so I wasn't allowed to keep it. Then I was Bugs Bunny, which that was pretty cute, but I was much younger then. And then I was Steve Martin for a very, very, very long time. And I love that costume. Is the full white suit, arrow through the head, balloon animals, or balloon hat. And then I finished off with Dick Tracy.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that a big yellow?
The Dick Tracy thing? Yeah, a yellow trench coat and a fedora.
Right.
Oh, going into theaters. I'm starting to get some ideas for the show, Flip.
So
we can
now
put you in costumes.
That's negatory, good buddy. I'm willing to.
Got a rabbit costume that might fit you. So
you still have it?
You know, who
did it somewhere.
See, I remember him saying no to pants at one point, and then all of a sudden we're out buying pants.
Yeah,
I got high hopes for the costume thing.
He's maturing.
Not easily. This gal really pissed me off yesterday. Oh my God. But are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure?
Well, it's funny because Flip, I don't even know if you realized the way you looked at her when she turned to me and said, how about you? You could do it for him. Oh, I don't think so. I sleep pretty soundly. I don't think I want to do that.
Well, I had a similar deal. I was waiting. What was the big electronics store from California? They went out of business, Circuit City. I waited forever for them to come to Dallas, and they finally did. And I'm like, I'm buying my TV set from Circuit City, and I'm all excited. And I go down there, and I pick out a TV set, and the guy's like, okay, that's X amount of dollars. Do you want the extended warranty on it? And I'm like, no, thank you. Oh, you really should get the extended warranty. It's really great. And I'm like, no, thank you. And he goes, if you have a problem with the TV, if it breaks 3 times, we just give you a new one. And I'm like, I don't need to pay extra for a warranty for you to give me a new TV if this breaks 3 times. I'm pretty sure I can get that part settled on my own. And he's like, no. And I go, well, look, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't want the extended warranty. If you say it again, I'm going to walk away and you're not going to sell this TV. And he goes, okay, let me just get my manager to ring something up. So I go, okay. And the manager comes over. And of course, the first thing he says is, hey, would you like your extended warranty? And I go, okay. And I just walked away. I just walked away and I went and bought my TV from somewhere else.
Good for you.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was the story? Didn't you buy special VIP tickets to go see a comic?
Yes.
What was that? Because that story was amazing to me.
You want me to tell that one? All right, I'll try to give a short version. I wanted to see John Mulaney. He was like a bucket list comedian of mine. And the only way to get really good tickets was to buy this VIP package. And this VIP package had a bunch of really crappy merch, like a bright yellow sweatshirt with his picture as a child on it, because the tour was something about I'm a kid or whatever. A coffee mug with his face as a child, just all stuff I didn't give a crap about. So it was like $400 for the ticket and the merch. So I went ahead and I paid it, got my seat. And then like the day before the show, they emailed me. They go, "Oh, we're having an issue with the VIP package stuff. It won't be available for the show." I'm like, "I don't care. So I went and saw the show. Great show. A couple of weeks goes by. Still don't have any merch. I write them and I say, "Hey, Ticketmaster, I never got my VIP package." And they go, "Oh, that's not us. That's this other company, Joe Blow Merch Company. You need to contact them." So I'm like, "All right." So I write them and they go, "Yeah, we're having some issues with it. We'll get there in a couple weeks." And I'm like, "All right." I'm like, all that stuff was available at the show. I could have just bought it. So then a couple weeks goes by and I'm like, "All right." So I write them again and they go, "Oh yeah, we're still having issues, a week for sure." So I write them one more time and I said, "Here's the deal. I've been very patient. I'm going to give you till Thursday to at least tell me when this is getting shipped out. And if not, I'm going to cancel the credit card statement." So don't hear from them. Thursday comes, I call Visa and I'm like, "Hey, I need to cancel this thing." So they canceled the full $400 because it was one thing. So then a couple weeks goes by and I get an email from UPS saying, "Hey, a package been shipped out to you from so-and-so-so." And I'm like, "Oh, that's my VIP package." Well, great. I already got my money back. So now I guess I'm getting this free VIP package. And then like 2 weeks later, I get an email from them after I've already received the merchandise, and they say, "Good news, we're going to start sending out the merchandise soon. We just can't tell you when you'll be getting yours." And I'm like, "I've already got it, and I already canceled the credit card. So thank you for your service." And so then actually Ticketmaster wrote me, and they sent me like a 30-page document because they were mad that I canceled the ticket part of the credit card. And they sent me like this 30-page document contract saying, "You guaranteed you would pay this and you can't get a refund," and blah, 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 blah. And I just wrote them back and I said, "Look, I never said I just wanted to, I never got my VIP stuff. So I canceled the purchase. I didn't care about the ticket. I did get to see the show. I'm not denying that." And they just were like, "Oh, okay, sorry." So it's like, got to see a great comedian, got some crappy merch, and didn't cost a penny. So,
well, the lucky thing for the comedian was that you didn't hold it against him.
Oh yeah, well, no, it's not his fault, obviously, but yeah.
Yeah. Who else is on your bucket list? What other comedians would you like to see?
Man, I've seen most of them. The biggest one was probably Steve Martin. He was on my bucket list for sure. And I got to see him with Martin Short a couple of years ago at Choctaw Casino, I think. They were doing their show, and that was great. And
yeah, there was nothing better than talking to my kids. And my daughter, I'd send them some of Flip's videos. And they go, "Yeah, he's really funny." She goes, "But for my birthday, I'm trying to get tickets to Gary Owens, because he's actually my number one comedian."
Gary Owens? Really? I know of him. He's not high on my list, but okay.
Yeah, she finds him extremely funny. And my son, who has been my roommate for many years, now no longer thinks I can judge what's funny. He will call me and go, "Hey, Mom, I thought of this idea. Ask Flip if he thinks this is funny." And I go, "Well, I think it's pretty funny." And he goes, "Well, let me know what Flip says." All right. So I guess I'm not funny in the family anymore. It's all about Flip.
Well, I'm a big comedy guy. I go see a lot of shows, and I'll give you a story from the Magic Time Machine about a very famous comedian. He wasn't quite as famous then, but Bill Engvall. When I was Steve Martin at the Time Machine, I'd be walking through the restaurant, and people would always go, "Hey, Steve," and I'd go, "Hey, you." And so I'm walking through the restaurant one day, and this couple's sitting there, and the guy goes, "Hey, Steve Martin," and I turn around, and without missing a beat, I go, "Hey, Bill Engvall." And I just kept walking. I didn't even stop. and his jaw just dropped, and the girl he was with just jaw dropped, and he goes, come here, come here, come here, come here. I'm like, yeah. And he goes, how'd you know who I was? And I'm like, I've seen you many times. And back then he was opening at the Comedy Corner, I think, a little place here in Dallas. And he just started getting pretty famous. And he was like, oh my God, come here. I wish I had something to give you. You know, he was so excited that he got recognized so quickly by Steve Martin, of course. But, you know, so.
Right. Now, because you are a comedy connoisseur, who are some of the acts that you've seen through the years that you've really, really, really liked?
Well, like I said, I do like Larry the Cable Guy. He's funny. Bill Engvall's funny. Cat Williams was really funny. I saw him, and he had a show, must have been 4 hours long, and it was funny.
Really?
Yeah, it was crazy. Now, it wasn't all just him. He brought like 6 other comedians with him, but it was a really long, funny show. Let's see. I said Steve. Nate Bargatze is really good. He's newer, of course, but he's really, really good. And John Mulaney, like I said, saw Gallagher many times. Brian Regan. Love Brian Regan. I've seen him.
Oh, everybody loves Brian Regan, don't they, Flip?
He is great. He is really good.
Have you ever seen his brother Dennis?
I've heard his stuff. I think maybe one time Dennis opened for him. So I think I have seen him like that.
In a comedy special, Whatever Happened to the Regan Boys?
Oh, well, it wasn't it might have been part of that tour or something. I don't know. And then actually Sebastian Maniscalco opened for him the last time I saw him, and he was really good too. And now he's kind of taken off as well. So.
Yeah, he's blown up. At one point, I think my publicist also did his publicity. And she said like he was filling arenas and just a really, really, also really nice guy.
Yeah.
So I hate him.
Actually, another one of my favorites, I don't even know, maybe you haven't heard of him. He's not, I thought he was bigger than he is. Maybe, I don't know. But in this area, maybe not, is Todd Berry. Todd Berry's.
I don't know him, but I know who Todd Berry is.
Yeah, he's a really, really funny comedian. But in Dallas, I guess he's big known up north because he was doing the stadium tour where he's playing at baseball stadiums and stuff. And in Dallas, he played at a place called the Texas Theater, which is an old movie theater and not a particularly large movie theater. And it was about 20% filled. There was maybe 50 people there. And I'm like going, oh my God, I can't believe I'm getting to see him. And it's in an empty arena. This is bad. And I was afraid he was just going to leave. I thought he'd just come out and look and just go, nope, not going to do it, and just walk off. But luckily he did not. He did this whole show, and he actually played there a second time too. And same kind of audience, but I'm glad he's a glutton for punishment at that show because he's good.
So you went to both. He didn't do it like 2 nights back to back, right?
No. This was totally separate.
Wow.
Yeah.
So interesting.
So don't book Flip at the Texas Theater. No, actually, it's not bad. It's pretty large. It might be a good place for him, but I don't know.
When you say like a smaller theater, like 300-400 seats or more?
I can't tell you. Maybe 300 or 400. I don't know for sure.
So you do what else? You go to not Comic-Con, but you do some of the like conventions or no?
I've gone to those things. Sure, I go to like some comic conventions and movie cons and stuff like that, and I get a lot of autographs. I don't waste. Well, maybe not anymore. I think I've gotten old and I'm not patient enough to wait in line to meet someone for 2 minutes, you know. But I've got a zillion autographs, so it's kind of fun meeting celebs sometimes.
So Rene, Mark and I have very, very, very different tastes in movies.
Well, in all fairness, you have different tastes in movies from everyone. So
I started posting for a while back, and I go through phases where I'll post about certain things. And at one point I was going through a movie phase, and I was posting every horrible movie that nobody would like but me and my son. Dax and I would watch like Killer Sofa, right? And Lava Lantula.
There you go. I was going to say, don't forget Lava Lantula.
That's the name that pisses you off, right?
Yes.
So, and Ice Spiders, and I'm just horrible. Llamageddon. It's about a llama that's from outer space that comes and kills people.
Yeah, that's not on our movie list, is
Oh,
it?
it's on my
And
movie.
none of Flip's recommendations should be on your movie list.
So at
What's
one
the
point,
clown one?
beg your pardon?
What was the clown one?
Oh, shoot.
It was like Stinky or something. It was like some one name, Clumzo or
Stitches. Was it Stitches?
Stitches. There you go.
Rene, these are amazingly funny movies. Amazingly funny.
Uh-huh.
So then Mark recommends this movie called The Hunt. And I'd heard things about The Hunt and I didn't want to see it. And he's like, it's much better than you think. It's a really good movie. It's like, I don't want to see it. And he's like, it's really good. I'm like, I don't want to see it. So he had watched one of the movies I recommended. And I don't know if he was able to force himself to watch the whole thing, but at least he tried. So then we made a beer bet that if I didn't watch it by a certain time, like if I watched by a time, he would owe me beer. If I didn't watch by a certain time, I would owe him beer. I eventually watched the movie and begrudgingly, I absolutely hated saying that I loved it. It pissed me off. And I've now since seen it probably 30, 40 times.
Oh,
Well,
all right.
now, Mark, I will tell you that since I've been here, we've watched several movies, and all of them that he's recommended have been great. Because up to this point, I haven't been a movie watcher. But he had made out a list of stuff that he thought I'd like, and I've liked every one of them.
Well,
They've
he's
been-
probably showing you movies I recommended to him because he's not showing you movies he likes. That's
Well,
for
I know
sure.
this. He sure as hell didn't tell me that when I was living in Orlando, you were visiting. Because had I known you were coming, I would have made plans and we could have gone out to dinner and done some drinking and had some
Oh,
fun.
there you go. Well, I didn't tell him in advance, and I didn't know you lived in Orlando at the time. But then it was funny because, like, the next podcast you did, that came up, and I'm like, oh, dang it, I didn't know she lived there. So, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, and actually, I don't live far from SeaWorld.
Oh, yeah?
Or I didn't.
Well,
Now I live 800 miles away
That's
from
right.
SeaWorld.
You moved now. That's true.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you're ever in Lafayette, but if you ever go to Lafayette, let us know. That's where we are if we're not on the road.
All right. I might do a Lafayette trip one day, maybe. We'll see.
I don't know. Well, we have beer too.
We're right off of I-10.
Oh,
I mean,
there you go.
So if you're driving anywhere, you're gonna come by our house.
What? So
I know I did stumble through that, didn't I? A little bit.
So then Mark recommended a movie called The Menu. Menu, right? The Menu?
Yeah.
And
I still can't believe you didn't care for that one. That's a really good movie.
I liked it. I didn't love it.
All right.
I liked it. I thought it was also really, 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 really predictable. Didn't love it. But like every time he recommends a movie and I'm like, no, I didn't like it. He's like, you're absolutely crazy. You're out of your mind. You are on crack. And I'm like, yeah, but you didn't like Stitches.
You're right.
Like how you didn't like Lavalantula. And which is the one? Is that the one? What's the name that drives you nuts? Is it Lavalantula?
Yes, because it's a lava tarantula, but they don't say lavantula. They threw in another L there for some reason that doesn't make any sense. Lavalantula makes no sense for lava tarantula. Poor planet.
Holy moly, what a screwy name that is.
I know, see? There you go. But don't forget the first movie I recommended to you that I had to buy you for Christmas and send you a link to Amazon.
Oh, yeah.
Dynamite. And Flip like that one.
So I think this is such a long story, but I think in text, and correct me if I'm wrong, Mark, I used to send like little gifts or whatever they're called of like a guy dancing or whatever.
Oh, right.
So one day I'm in Dallas doing shows, and then Mark, and I told you about my friend Charlie, right. Rene? Three of us were out and we're having dinner or drinks or whatever. And they start talking about Napoleon Dynamite. I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. They're like, Napoleon Dynamite. I'm like, yeah, I got it. Don't know what you're talking about. They're like, dude, you send gifts of Napoleon Dynamite like all the time. I'm like, no, I don't. And they show me one. I'm like, no, that's just a goofy dancing guy. They're like, from the movie. Now they're off and running, making all these Napoleon Dynamite references. And I'm sitting there like a third wheel with my thumb looking for Charmin shrapnel, right? And I have no idea what the hell they're talking about. And then all of a sudden, Mark's is like, I'm sending him a copy of the movie. And I watched it, and it was okay.
Okay, whatever.
It was okay.
But the other thing is he was using I forget how he was using the meme, but he was using it inappropriately. Like he either was using it for sad events or something, and he would send like Napoleon. I was like, that has nothing. Why are you sending that? It doesn't make sense the way you're using it. And he's like, what are you talking about? So I'm like, all right, you have to see the movie so you know what you're doing. So
once I saw the movie, it's like, oh, my references are really funny and actually don't make any sense at all. They're inappropriate. But at least I get it now.
There you go.
It was one of those. Correct me if I'm wrong. Napoleon Dynamite was like kind of a cult favorite.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a mainstream-ish whatever.
I mean, it was kind of in between. I mean, it came out and it had a slow start, but it got really popular. I mean, while it was in its first run, and then they actually added, like, you saw the whole movie. They actually went and they added like a whole segment at the end, the whole wedding segment. They just added afterwards. When it started to become popular, they did it to draw more people in, and it worked, I guess. So I guess it's more probably cultish, but I think it's fairly well known. So,
well, I had heard of it. I just didn't know it.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, so we're like these two people that don't really know each other well, that both are my friends. And like, I really could have just gotten up and left and gone back to the hotel. They're having a great time. Then someone ordered pretzels, and I thought they had like a cheese dip. Turned out it was mustard. And I came very close to vomiting.
You're always a fun time, Mark. Yeah.
I don't like mustard. I don't like mustard. And this was disgusting.
Or mayonnaise. No mayonnaise.
Or ketchup, or relish, or I don't like condiments. So you also like music, is that correct?
I do, but unfortunately my music taste started and stopped in the 80s. So I like 80s new wave music, and that's pretty much it.
Just new wave? Did you miss the disco era? You don't?
In the 80s, I was in high school. I just kind of missed the disco era a little. I like disco stuff too, and I like 50s music and 60s music. I like a lot of music, but I only really, really like 80s music. So, and the good thing is now it's getting cheaper and cheaper to like 80s music because all the bands are dying out. So there's less concerts I have to go to. Although I'm going to one this Sunday with 6 or 7 different bands. So.
Oh, wow. Who are you going to see?
Well, I can't think of all of them, but I know the Vapors are going to be there. They did Turning Japanese.
Right.
Tony Basil's going to be there. She did
Mickey. Yeah.
The funny thing, though, is I was watching a Mystery Science Theater 3000 terrible movie called Village of the Giants, I think. And in the credits, it listed Tony Basil. And I'm like, what? Tony Basil was in this movie? So I looked it up, and sure enough, she was. And also, she's 82.
Tony
Basil. I'm guessing she's not going to be in her little cheerleader outfit doing calisthenics on the stage. I'm just hoping she makes it to the concert night because that's crazy.
She's not in her 60s. She's in her 80s.
She's 82 years old.
Wow. And coming out to do a concert.
And she's on tour with like 8 other bands. They just started their tour a week or
I gotta book you more theaters if we're gonna work till we're 82.
There you go. You can
do it. How old was she when Mickey came out? I thought she was in her 20s.
I mean, if she's 82 now, that was like 40 years ago. So she must have been in her 40s. She must have been a little bit older because I know she was she was like a cinematographer or a choreographer before she became before she got famous for Mickey.
You mean,
like I said, she was in that very old Village of the Giants movie. So I guess she's been doing stuff for a long time.
Wow. So Vapors.
Oh, you're gonna make me remember Big Country, I think, but I don't know what they did. Do you know Big Country?
Yeah.
I'm not sure what they even do. Who else? I I can't draw on a blank on the others, to be honest.
Now, Rene
Wow.
has opened up as a comic. She's opened up for a bunch of bands. I don't know if we've
Oh.
talked about that much.
Yeah, I went on tour with a lot of guys, a lot of bands I loved, a lot of people that I loved, couple
Well,
that I didn't enjoy so much, but you know, you
I know
still
that's got to
got
be tough, because I've heard real big comedians, even like Gilbert Gottfried, talking about opening up for bands where they're there for the bands. They don't want to see a comedian, and they don't appreciate the comedian because
I actually worked with John Kay and Steppenwolf,
oh,
where you know, and at the time I hadn't been doing comedy a real long time, 3 or 4 years, and I walked out on stage and I'm all dressed up, high-heeled shoes, and there is chicken wire all around me. And I'm like, what is that for? And they go, you'll see. If they like you, you'll see. And all of a sudden, people are throwing beer bottles at me. And I walked off stage and I said to the road manager, I go, that was brutal. He goes, oh my God, they loved you. That means they liked you. And I'm like,
you got that going for you, so that's good.
I wish they didn't like me so much. It scared the daylights out of me, you know. But I loved opening for bands because I love music.
Yeah,
I really love music.
She opened for Stefan and the Miami Sound Machine. And
REO Speedwagon, Air Supply.
Wow. All right.
Charlie
Barry
Daniels,
White.
Barry White. Yeah.
Wow, those are a lot of good names for sure.
Little Texas. I was on the road with Little Texas for a while.
Ironically, I'm from Texas. I've never heard of Little Texas. So,
God Bless Texas.
Oh, they did that? Okay, I know that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Billy Ray Cyrus.
Oh, okay.
I opened up for enough concerts that I forget what his big song is now, but that song used to haunt me at night. Achy Breaky Heart.
Oh, Achy Breaky Heart, yeah.
I was like, oh dear God, if I have to hear it one more time, I'm gonna die. But
I can't swear to it, and it could be a TED fact, but I'm almost certain that the Alarm saw my show in Salt Lake City.
Oh.
That's the closest I can get to any kind of a band elbow rubbing moment.
Oh, well, that's good.
The Red Hot Chili Peppers came out to see me at the Funny Bone in Atlanta.
Well, didn't you open for the Chili Peppers?
Yeah, I was with them for a couple weeks. You know, that was the nice thing about band work. You know, I didn't have to do any driving. You get in the bus with them and away you go.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so no driving. You get to the gig on time. And, you know, Taylor Dane, I was with Taylor Dane for a while. I opened for her. It was a lot of fun. The Chippendales, of course. I'm serious. I was their host and MC for a while.
We were told that we should, if we're doing all these theaters, we should get a bus. And we're like, I don't know if we're going to get a bus. And this one guy's like, you should get a bus, and I can find you a bus. There's other actually entertainers that own buses. They'll rent you the bus. And I'm like, I don't know. And
if they're not on tour, they'll rent out their bus to other entertainers.
And they go, and the driver of the bus doubles as a security guard. I'm like, oh, maybe I'm in. Maybe I'm in. That would be fun.
I go, then Flip doesn't have to drive anymore. We can play with the dog. We can watch movies all day or all night.
There is that.
You know, if you're on a tour bus, the thing it is with the bands, we would finish a show. The road crew would break down the band stuff, put it in a semi. They would take off. The band members would go eat dinner. Then we'd get on the bus and we'd sleep all night and wake up into whatever city we were supposed to be in.
That's true.
You know? So, you know, I told Flip, it might be fun. Flip, we could have fun.
You and Flip would just need to have an understanding that if either of you put a tie on the outside of the bus door, that the other one would just go do something else for a couple hours because
You know
groupie.
what? I'm tired of Flip pimping me out. I mean, he has set me up with more women than I need.
Oh, really?
That is true. As it turns out, there are some people in the theater industry that would love me to work there, so Rene will show up with me.
Oh, well, that's handy then. That's what you need in a manager. So good deal.
You know what? I'm not taking one for the team.
Oh, well.
It's too late to switch now. I'm sorry. I have certain preferences.
You got to be a little more flexible because, I mean, you see Flip's ears. He does not have a lot of tolerance for women. He lets them go pretty easy.
I got news for you, Mark. I'm real flexible. Call me Gumby. But not in that way.
So what else? Mark? So there's, I think you had said, Rene, that you liked a picture of me in a suit holding a pistachio up.
Yes.
Mark
That's
made
my
that.
favorite picture.
Oh, really?
Mark made that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember now that you told me that. When I saw that picture, I go, we have to use that. That's beautiful. That's a gorgeous picture. It really is.
And
my favorite one is actually the ET one. Both the ET one and the extraterrestrial surgery one that they never let you use. That made me mad because that was a good picture. I like that one a lot.
Yeah. So I told you, Rene, that there was a time where I was
terrible. That's why I'm in charge of management, and you two get to be the backup band because no, we're not using the alien picture. No.
Well, there was a time where I was being sent.
Flip gets what he pays for. I did it for free, so what can I say?
You were very, very, very generous, which I appreciate. And then Mark's also the one when I had when my last wife left me, and I had her tattoo, and Mark's like, just fill it in with pistachio. So wow, that's a great idea. And Mark's like, no, I was kidding. No, it's a great idea, dude. Seriously, I was kidding. It's like, no, I'm going to do it. He's like, I swear to you, I was kidding.
That's not exactly how it went. I made the recommendation, and then the next thing I see is Flip doing a live broadcast of him getting the tattoo covered up with pistachio. And then when I saw him the next time, I'm like, I was joking, Flip. I didn't expect you to do that. And he's like,
well, let me tell you something. Flip, you go on a break for a second. John, Mark, did you see the weather video that we did?
No, I did not. Sorry.
Oh, you got to go watch it. And I'm going to tell you how that started. I was laying on the couch with a horrible headache. Flip was in the recliner. He wasn't feeling well. And we had decided we were done for the day. We were both just spent. And he said, what can I do to help you with your headache? And I said, all I need is for it to rain. It's a sinus headache. And if we get a thunderstorm, my sinus will just drain and I'll be fine. He sits up in the recliner. He looks at me and he goes, we ought to do a weather video. 3 minutes later, I'm sitting up. I don't even remember that I had a headache. And we are off and running on what was the most fun day I think I've had in 100 years. We laughed until my face still hurts doing that video. And if you just got to go and watch it. What is it, Flip? A minute 40?
Minute 47, I think.
All right.
It's actually, it's probably a minute too long. It should be like 47, but whatever. But so I run in my closet and I pulled out a suit jacket from like 1987 where it barely, like it didn't fit, but I got it on. And then I set up a camera with 2 mics or whatever. And I play the part of the weatherman, like the anchor inside the studio. And then I discuss how, the weather's getting ugly and we have Rene who's out in the field. And then we cut to the kitchen where I sprayed the crap out of her with a hose. And then this happened.
Well, sometimes karma. What can you do?
Bite you right in the butt. But it was fun. So you know what? That's the nice thing, is that I've really been opposed to social media forever. I'm old and I'm opposed to it. And I don't know when it happened, like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, a month ago, whatever, but we've suddenly decided to embrace this and just
Well, I was bored while you were out of town. Remember, you were in Phoenix, and I was trying to stay up late at night because it's 2 hours behind me, and I was trying to wait until the show's finished before I went to bed, So I started playing on TikTok. And that's how we got started on TikTok. And you were good enough to make regular videos and send them to me, and I could post them everywhere. And, just doing that when nothing else to do. But he does great videos, so it makes it really easy.
Mm-hmm.
He makes my life as his manager very easy. He does.
Well,
what social media are you? Beg your pardon?
I said you say that now, Rene, that he makes your life easier. We'll see how that continues.
Well, I told her I've got a shelf life of about 6 months. That's about the extent of it. So are you on social media much or not really?
I pretty much do Facebook. I still like Facebook. I don't understand why everyone goes, "Oh, Facebook is horrible." I like Twitter because you can post pictures and type up to 108 words, and I'm like, you can post pictures on Facebook and type as long as you want. Well, yeah, but then now I like Instagram because you can post pictures. Yeah, you can do that. Oh, and
I hate
like TikTok, you can post
Instagram.
videos. You can do that with Facebook. They just keep going these new things that don't do anything different.
I don't like Instagram. I still haven't figured out Instagram yet.
I'm barely on Instagram. I am on Twitter a lot, mostly just to get in fights with people because that's what Twitter's for. You just get on and be a jerk about everything.
Flip, I think we found your niche.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm not going to ask it, like if it's politics, like what side you take or whatever, but what things do you like to fight about, that generally speaking?
No, I normally don't fight about politics because I'm terrible with politics. I'm just not that educated about politics. So just pretty much anything. I don't know. A lot of it is the new Superman movie versus the old Superman movie. That's a fun one.
Oh, now see, he would have been fun to have on with Mike.
Yeah,
Mike
Mike's
Rivera.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was talking about a lot about movies, wasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely was. He liked the Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill. Yeah.
Cavill, not Carville. I think Carville's an ice cream, isn't it, or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he liked that one, but I guess the new one he doesn't like as much. Was that
See,
it?
that's the big argument, basically. See, the guy that directed the previous three was Zack Snyder, who started out as a really, really good director. He did 300 and he did Watchmen, which I love both those movies. Then he did Man of Steel, Batman versus Superman, and Justice League. And I hated all three of those. I mean, I see most of the movies like that, superhero movies, I see once or twice in the theaters, maybe on TV. I buy the DVDs. Not the case with those Snyder movies. I watched them once, sat through them, buried them, and then never saw them again. And that's kind of the big argument, is people that like Zack Snyder just hate everything else, and they attack everything else. If it's not Zack Snyder, they're like, "Oh, James Gunn is awful. He's a pedophile." Literally, they say this stuff, and it's like,
well, there was, and I don't know if it's short now, but that was a big to do a couple of years back, if I'm not mistaken. And I think James Gunn was fired from some projects because of the accusations.
The only thing he did, which it was stupid, is he posted a bunch of really poor taste jokes. Like it was like stuff like, "Oh, I'm taking a shower and I'm pretending that my shower head is a little boy peeing on me." I mean, dumb stuff. And so as a result of that, Disney fired him because people went, "Oh, look at these horrible tweets the guy did." But then, of course, they came back and went, "Hey, remember how you made us $1 billion on Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2? Could you please come? We'll unfire you. Please come back and make us another $1 billion." Because he's very talented. When a decade ago, when he was much younger, he didn't make the best choices on what he posted that he thought was funny. But, other than that, So my favorite argument for that is always, he is married to a very successful, beautiful actress who's an adult, versus you who's calling him a pedophile that lives with your mom in a basement. So maybe don't throw stones. So those are the.
Who's he married to?
Her name is if you probably haven't seen the stuff she's in a lot of his movies. I think her last name was Holland. Jennifer Holland, I think, is her name. She was the agent in Peacemaker, if you saw Peacemaker, and she's been in all of his stuff basically in minor roles here and there. She's really good, actually.
What do you think? Speaking, James Gunn, Guardians of the Galaxy, because Mike, the guest from the missing episode 11, is not a big Chris Pratt.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he didn't seem to like. Yeah, what are your thoughts on Chris Pratt?
I've enjoyed him in almost everything I've seen him in. It's crazy that he went from Parks and Recreation to being this big fat goofball to being muscle-bound, ripped guy in Guardians of the Galaxy, but he's still funny, and I liked him in that role. So, yeah, I like Chris Pratt.
That's the same guy?
Yeah, yeah. He
wow. We didn't realize that was
like 50 pounds and gained abs. And, yeah, he went on an insane work regimen. Yeah, originally the story is that when Gunn hired him, he's like, hey, I just want you to be in the role. And he goes, well, I think I need to be way more fit. And he goes, give me 6 months and I'll come back and I'll be ready. And he just got a private trainer and just worked out nonstop and changed his diet and stuff. Yeah, he went from big, fat, goofy guy to muscular action hero. So it worked out well for him.
It's amazing what you can do in 6 months. Your whole life can change, for crying out loud.
Yep. I've heard rumors. Because he also did the Jurassic Park, the newer ones. And then he also did the remake of the Magnificent Seven.
Which one was that? The remake of the Magnificent Seven?
The original one was Yul Brynner. And
right. They did another Magnificent Seven with him in it?
Yeah, Denzel Washington, Chris Pratt, Vincent D'Onofrio.
Oh, okay. I like him.
Yeah.
I like Denzel Washington, obviously, too. Wow. I didn't know that. I don't think I've seen that.
Pretty. You know what? Can I make a recommendation to you for a movie that you actually like? I think you ought to consider the remake of the Magnificent Seven.
Well, I will check it out right after I watch La Vantula.
Lavalantula.
No, I'm going to watch La Vantula. But in all fairness, I have recommended purposely bad movies to Flip as well. That Killer Beaver one that you actually liked quite a bit.
I love that movie.
See? So there you go.
No, any movie that he hates, he's like, oh my God, this is the worst movie ever. Flip would like it. I'm like the Mikey of the bad movies. So, and I appreciate those recommendations. Dude, let me know what you think of Magnificent Seven, the remake.
I can't believe I'm gonna probably get halfway through it and go, oh, I've seen this, because I can't believe I've never seen that. That's crazy.
I would be shocked if you hadn't.
Writing it down. All right.
Yes, I am.
After I watch The Hunt again, I'll watch Magnificent Seven.
Dude, I'm willing to bet I've watched The Hunt more than you at this point.
Wow, that'd be amazing. That'd be very difficult too, because I really, really, really love The Hunt, and I feel so sorry for everyone in The Hunt. It was so damn good. Ike Barinholtz is in it. He should be a major celebrity now because of that. The girl who's in it, who I love, but I can never think of her name, she should be in every movie ever. She was so good as that character.
So here's the premise of the movie, Rene. And the reason why the movie took a dump was because it came out during very, very politically tumultuous times where the right and the left actually just really hated each other, but it was very volatile. The premise is these people that are very, very liberal, joke about kidnapping very conservative people and then hunting them down and killing them.
Oh.
But their jokes got out, almost like James Gunn's jokes got out about stupid posts. And so they all got fired from their jobs. And they got really angry and they said, well, if we're already guilty of doing it, let's just do it. So they end up kidnapping like 12, maybe?
I don't know how many, but yeah, basically.
From all over the country. And they fly them to another country and it's like a hunt. It's a canned hunt.
It's
Where-
like
Wow.
Deadly Game, only with Democrats versus Republicans, basically.
Is
And the
that on
other
our
one
movie list?
It had that. It had the problem was, like Flip said, the first problem was it was during the worst political time, and it kind of got pushed back because of that. And then when it finally was going to get released, it was when COVID hit. So then they had to push it again. They canceled it again. I think they released it at the very end of COVID, but I think like 4 people saw it in the theaters. I think it's gotten kind of popular. I don't know. I love it. I
Wonder if
My-
it's the same 4 that watch our podcast.
maybe.
My concern was that it was going to be all pro one side and all anti the other side. And so that's why I was really opposed to watching it. What I found was it had a really good sense of humor and it poked fun at both sides.
Yeah, right.
And it really was a fun movie to watch because it didn't really seem preachy. It was just really funny. So kudos to you.
You finally admit that that was a good movie. I don't think you've ever admitted that before, but maybe. I'm glad you've watched it many times.
As it turns out, I just discovered I'm a blurter. I just think I blurted. So that can be in our list, Rene. We'll watch The Hunt.
Ooh,
Okay,
there you go.
that
That's good.
That sounds good. That sounds like an interesting movie.
You'll
He
like
hasn't-
everyone I've ever
He
told.
hasn't shown me a bad movie yet.
Yeah. Well, everyone I've ever recommended The Hunt loved The Hunt. Like Charlie really loved The Hunt.
Right. Absolutely. I'm saving the really, really, really bad ones for after when she's like, I've liked enough good movies. I'm not going to stop repping you and being your friend for all these crappy ones you're recommending. So, yeah, I'm easing her in. Anyway, I know it's getting late. Should we start thinking about wrapping this up?
Yes, of course we could. First of all, Mark, thanks for coming on with us. I'm glad to finally get to be
Oh,
in
well, thank
person
you.
with
Nice
you.
to meet you finally.
And I will still call you my favorite. Mark
Oh, thank
is
you.
my favorite. Everybody, if you want Flip's schedule, which by the way, Mr. Orley, every time we do a podcast, I book another gig, just so you know. That while you're in there having fun, the little woman's out here working her butt off. Not really.
Can we mention the one? Can we mention the one we signed the contract today?
Yes, please do. Go ahead.
So we just signed a contract for a theater in North Carolina called the Dowd. Is it the Historic Dowd Theater? I think.
It's the Historic Dowd Theater, and I believe. Now, I'm not going to say where it is because I don't remember. I've been looking at a map too much today. But it's a gorgeous theater. We are going to be there on October the 16th. Flip will be wearing new pants.
But not from the store I went to.
I was gonna say he doesn't have them yet.
No. He's going to have. I promise. He's
I'm
going to have
committed
pants.
Committed to paying.
But if you want to find out all of our tour schedule, please log on to fliporley.com. He also, besides his website, has Flip Orley on X, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. However,
And
if you
YouTube.
want to see what we are doing on the road, you have to go to roadcomics.com, which we have on Facebook. We have on TikTok, Instagram, X, and
YouTube. So, Mark, if you want to watch the weather video, I think that's on Road Comics Adventures on YouTube.
Comics Adventures on
That's
YouTube.
how I see all your stuff. So that's what I'll find.
Yeah, and people, if you're watching, whenever you watch us, if you would please subscribe, it would really help us a lot, because if we don't get more subscribers, we have to post more videos, and Flip's life is in jeopardy, because if he's wait a second, I almost said something that was going to get me in trouble.
He's got a temper and a mean right cross. That's all I'm saying.
Here's what I'm saying is I don't like to have stuff sprayed, thrown, or damaging me in any way. And I don't want to keep having to do the crazy videos. So please subscribe.
Mark, so she goes, we discussed like it was going to rain in the house, right? It's going to rain in the house. I'm going to use the squirter from the sink.
Oh, so you already discussed it? Oh, boo.
But here's the funny part. She goes, now she was facing me, so from her entire back and both sides were off limits, right? So 25% of her body is available. Now, from the rib cage down was out of frame on the camera. So I'm looking at from the rib cage up to the top of her head as the only possible surface area that would make sense.
Right.
Now, I know you're not a gun guy, but I'm sure you know that snipers have to sight in a rifle.
Sure.
So I was trying to sight in.
I'm begging you. Flip, I'm begging you.
Anyhow, mistakes were made.
You have to accommodate for the wind. That was probably your problem. You didn't take the wind
in the kitchen. We were in the freaking kitchen. There
Maybe
was
the
no
AC
wind.
was on. The
Oh,
AC went on.
actually, there was wind in the
See,
kitchen.
I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I found like an industrial strength fan.
Oh, well, there you go. So there was definitely wind that was not considered. So there you go.
Here we are standing in the middle of the kitchen. I'm holding the biggest umbrella I've ever seen in my life and going, this doesn't look realistic because there's no wind blowing. And Flip goes, wait a minute. We've got wind and here he comes. We were laughing so hard. I did not know I could have this much fun in life in my entire life. Two creative people living in the same house. Things are going to get a little crazy once in a while.
Well, Flip is always funny to hang around with. I don't know if I'd want to live with him, but at least in small doses, he's very fun.
Well, then that's because you've never had him cook for you.
Well, that is true. That is true.
His food, as funny and as talented as he is, his food is equally as good. If he was not the comic hypnotist that he is, he would be a 5-star chef. There's no doubt in my mind. No doubt in my mind whatsoever.
2-star chef.
And I'm sorry, Flip. I didn't realize that your camera on your new computer was so good because you could actually see you blush that time.
Did I really?
He doesn't do compliments very well.
I don't like compliments.
I post pictures of it. It's that good.
Dude, if I cooked more, like the best I could hope for was diners, drive-ins, and dives. Anywho, Mark, I could talk to you forever. You're always a hoot.
Thank you.
Every time you post something, text something, it's always really funny, and I appreciate it. That said, I know that we're kind of at close to an hour 30, so let's go ahead and wrap it up.
Well, I do need to quickly say that my guest segment was sponsored by Angel Soft with the flat cut for maximum wipeage. So it's always good. Angel Soft, use it when you need it. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Since my partner had failed to get us a sponsor for tonight, amazing.
I sensed that lacking. I sensed that.
I totally dropped the ball. I was a little sore. I was nursing an injury. So what do you do?
Well, I've told you need to be more careful in the house.
Yeah, that's true. You never know. Actually, I have run into a wall and I cracked a rib. So before that did happen also. Not really. Something else happened, but I claimed it was running into a wall. I was doing setups, and I was pounding on my stomach, right? Because have you ever seen like Rocky or whatever, where they throw the medicine ball in the guy's stomach? He's doing setups. I kind of simulate that. And one of the punches got up too high, and I punched myself in the rib, and I cracked my rib. So,
that is sad. That is sad.
And with that, we're out of here, and I'm going to try to watch him closer. Let's just put it this way. Next week, he may be in a little helmet to protect what he's got working up there.
We have a really hard time starting the live stream and we have a really hard time ending the live stream.
I'm not. I'm saying good night.
Well, no, I think
Make a Naked Gun freeze.
I likened it to soccer, where you never know like how long overtime is going to be. So I'm going to hit the end string now, and we'll just see how long it takes to shut down. So we're going to go with Naked Gun. Which is Naked Gun 3?
Naked Gun freeze. The freeze frame.
Freeze.
There we go.
So I'm freezing now.